What is happening, fishers? Dina from Untraceable Fishing here tonight with
Jared from Bulamoya Fishing Tackle.
And once again, guys, welcome back to Tackle Tuesday. So, very interesting topic. I think two of the hottest, they're not budget rods, let's call them mid-tier rods on the market. I think a bigger, it's almost as big as I'm trying to think, a Saltiga versus a Stella type of thing.
Yeah.
But obviously a better price range, guys. So, big facet of fishing in South Africa, drop shot style rods.
Yes.
So normally 9-foot to 12-foot style rods. Most of them, guys, carry a good 11-foot rod around with them.
Yes.
So I think the two of the hottest selling rods out there, value for money and best buys you can get, has to be the Loomis Franklin Archipelago and the Assassin Kob Master.
Yes.
So we put both on the table. We're going to try to compare one against the other. We're not going to go into too much details of what sort of alkanite guards they got and they don't have these guards and things like that.
Yeah.
Just the pros and cons. Jared, I know I've been fortunate enough to fish with both rods. Our own Archipelago, I've used a Kob Master. Both good rods in their own right.
Yes.
But some definitely have pros and cons against each other.
Yes.
There's no perfect rod. Now, the reason why I like these two rods, if you go back 5 to 10 years ago, you had a choice of about two different types of 11-foot rods you could buy.
Yeah.
You could have the old Penn Regiment was out in those days, Fenwick had the Eagle GT out and things like that. Now, the range it's massive.
Yeah, it's blown up and exploded. And if you have a look nowadays and you're getting into it, I think it's actually so difficult, especially when you get guys coming into the store, because they get told to take an 11-foot and they get told to take a 1 to 3 ounce rod. And you actually come into the shop and there's just so much to look at. Sometimes you actually end up confusing some of the people, whereas this sort of narrows it down to two really good, affordable rods, quality options to look at.
One of the things I want to key on these rods model, the Kob Master and Archipelago, both masters of all type of rods.
Yes.
There's a lot of other models these guys brands do bring out, Assassin and Loomis Franklin. They're Pacific, either a bucktail rod, Pacific either a paddle tail rod, specific either a plugging rod.
Yeah.
They do those specific things extremely well, but they battle on the other facets.
Yes.
The Archipelago, the Kob Master, do all of those things well enough to be able to fish with them.
Yes.
They might not be at that 100% pristine level of maybe throwing a bucktail, but they can throw a bucktail and they are fishable.
Yes.
And the nice thing about them is they can fish bait and they're affordable.
Yes.
The Archipelago range, I'm going to ask Jared to run through the models. He knows them a bit better than what I do. It's a bit more of a comprehensive range than what the Kob Master does.
Yes.
So where do we start in Archipelago, Jared?
So where we start in the Archipelago, you start on the 10-foot. So the 10-foot has two different models.
Yeah.
So the 10-foot is primarily a 2-piece long butt option. That's a 2. So you'll get a 10-foot in a max casting of a 1 to you get a 10-foot in a 3/4 to 1.5 ounce.
Correct.
As well as a slightly heavier model, which will be a 1 ounce to 2.5 ounce. That's a 2 10-foots.
Okay.
Then the 11-foot diversifies a little bit more. So the 11-foot, you'll get it in a 2-piece, 1.5 to 4 ounce, and then the lighter model, the 1 to 3. And then that rod is also available in the 3-piece length.
Okay.
So that's the 11-foots. The 12s, you get it primarily just in a 1.5 to 4 ounce. That's a main casting weight in the 12-foot. And then it comes in either a long butt or a short butt version in either a 2-piece or a 3-piece. So they've got, in the Archipelago's range, they've got a more versatile range for the guys that either want a 3-piece travel rod, or if you do want a short butt rod, they've got a bit of a range there for the guys.
So in essence, Archipelago, they brought that range in to cover a lot of different facets of angling.
Yes.
One thing they have done nicely. The Kob Master, obviously, a bit more limited in options.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the Kob Master options?
So Kob Master just has 2 lengths. It comes in an 11-foot and in a 12-foot, both 2-piece models, both long butt rods, and they both come in a 1.5 to 4 ounce casting range.
Okay, so Assassin, in this instance, don't have the biggest range, but obviously their target market bringing this rod out is paddle tail fishing for cob.
Yes.
As the rod says, the Kob Master rod, They're looking for a nice affordable rod, so you can throw your 1.5 to 2 ounce paddle tail jiggers with paddle tails on, and you can use the rod for a bit of plugging. And in recent years, the guys have been using it for bait.
Yes.
The Archipelago, a bit more of expansive range.
Yes.
So those are pretty much the two key differences. When you start looking at butt length and winch length and stuff like that, very, very similar rods. Weight-wise, also very similar. The Kob Master coming in a bit heavier in the hand.
Yeah.
But that's more due to the type of guards it comes with. So I'm going to pull the Archipelago. Sorry, comes with micro guards. Quite an interesting guard setup, guys. Very, very small guards. The key benefit of micro guards is if you are throwing lighter lines and without bigger, bulky leaders, you get a lot more accuracy on your cast for lure fishing like that.
Yes.
Than a bigger guard. There's a lot less flare on your braid when you're throwing out, so you've got a lot more pinpoint accuracy. The one downside thing about it is the Archipelago, it doesn't throw leaders well, braided leaders and stuff well. Unfortunately, it does wrap guards, it does things like that. Those guards aren't designed for that. The Kob Master, on the other hand, comes fitted with really, really generous set of guards.
Yeah.
Some big gauge on the guards all the way through, so you can start throwing those heavier nylon leaders through your rod and things like that if you are throwing a bit more of a bricky structure. Both rods have an incredible feel, guys. They're two total different actions. The Kob Master is a lot more of a slower action than what the Archipelago is. The Archipelago, a bit more of a medium fast rod.
Yeah.
Just to put that into perspective, a slow action rod bends from a lot further down in the butt of the rod. The power if you say setting a hook, the power transfers a lot further down into the butt.
Yes.
With Archipelago, the power is more towards the tip of the rod.
Action.
Medium fast action to a slow action rod. Jared, put you on the spot here. If you had to choose one of those, the Archipelago or the Kob Master, what would you choose to fish with? Difficult one, I know.
It is a little bit of a difficult one. I have actually used both, and it's actually, you put me on a spot. It's difficult to decide. I possibly think I would take the Kob Master purely because of the fact that I have done a couple trips now to Mazeppa and those places, and I do find it is nice to have a rod with slightly bigger guards, with guards that are a little bit more secure and stable, especially for the guys that are traveling. When you get the rods with the slightly smaller guards, you need to be a lot more careful and gentle with the rod. And I do fish a lot on the rocks.
Yeah.
And tend to throw braided leaders. So I just think for me, the Kob Master might be more my way to go, but I'd probably take the 11-foot and not the 12-foot because I can at least still fish bait. So I can still take the 11-foot, 1.5 to 4 ounce. I can go fish for a blue or a shad or a blacktail with bait, and then I can throw lures as well.
So in short terms, Kob Master a bit more versatile rod, and I agree with you there totally. I'm opposite of you. I'm going to take the Archipelago. I love it. Kob Master is a fantastic rod. The reason is I don't mind not throwing braided leaders. My Archipelago rod, I don't need the versatility out of it.
Yeah.
I'm blessed enough that I've got another 1 or 2 different 11-foots.
Yes.
So I find if I am looking for a good lure rod, I'll take the Archipelago with me.
Yes.
If I am throwing a chisel nose plug or things like that, I'd take it over some of my other rods just because those micro guards make such a difference when you're retrieving in windy conditions and things like that. So for me, guys, it is the Archipelago. The blank on the Archipelago is fantastic.
Yeah.
They're both very hard rods. They can take knocks on the rocks and things like that, which is a great thing about it. They're both coming in the, I think, sub 2,000 Rand category. I'm just guessing. I might be wrong at the time of filming, guys. South African Rands. So anyway, guys, check out the Assassin Kob Master. Beautiful range. The Loomis Franklin Archipelago. Let us know which your favorite rod is in the comments below. And let's debate this one and put it out. Because I think there's so many guys that have got different options of it. Maybe I've missed something out. Let me know and see if you can try convince me to take the Kob Master off the Archipelago. And see if you can maybe convince Jared to choose Archipelago over the Kob Master. I look forward to seeing all those comments. Andrew and I will get stuck into those comments ASAP. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining myself, Dean, and
Jared from Bullimore Fishing Tackle.
Cheers.